Hey dude, if you're an online coach and you want to be the best marketer in your niche, well then stick around, because in this video I'm going to share with you 5 simple rules that if you adhere to, you will outmarket your competition and get the highest quality leads, customers and clients for your online coaching business in 2026 and beyond. So the real reason that most online coaches fail is they are quite simply obsessing over the wrong things. See, most online coaches obsess over the tools, right? What is the new CRM that I need to use? What is the coaching app? What is the best AI tool for generating images? They're obsessed over what the tools are. And what actually matters is actually understanding your audience and what it is that they desperately want and need so that you can market to them effectively. So rule number 1 is really simple and really straightforward. It is, you should be spending 80% of your time on research. Learn your market so well that they think that you have hacked their brain. Once you do that, everything else becomes easy. So your creative, your offer, your funnel, all of these things become easy once you have obsessed over your market and you know really what it is that they want. So the way that you can do this is quite simple. You sign up for Facebook groups in your niche. You read their Reddits, you digest the comments on your competitors' posts, you watch what they say, how they complain, you think about the exact words that they use. Now, the real key to make this something practical that you can refer back to is you're going to build a living document of verbatim quotes, and you're going to use those words in your headlines, your VSLs, your emails. Stop guessing, start copying their language. So I have one of these documents, and it is literally just filled with the exact words that my ideal customers and clients use. And I often pull that through to my marketing, to my emails, my VSLs, etc. Okay. So that is rule number 1, obsess over your market. Rule number 2 is focus on the 20% of your ideal future clients that bring you 80% of your profits. So think about the dream client that you love to work with, and you're going to basically focus on the top 20% of those ideal future clients. So let me give you an example here. Let's imagine for a second that you are a business coach, and within your business coaching offer, you have lots of different types of customers and clients. You have clients who haven't started yet, as in they haven't started their own businesses. You're helping them get things off the ground, and they bring in a small percentage of your profits each month. You have clients who are earning between 10 and 20K per month, and they bring in a larger percentage of your profits each month. And then you have the giant clients who are doing 100K a month plus, and they bring in the vast majority of your monthly profits. Well, rule number 2 basically stipulates that you should be focusing your energy on these guys, okay? So when you're creating your messaging, when you're creating marketing for people to come and work with you, essentially, we should be making it for these people here, i.e. the 20% of your ideal clients that are bringing in 80% of your profits or more, okay? There is no use. You will still pick up people outside of that demographic. You will still have people who don't fit this criteria reaching out and inquiring about working with you, especially if you have social proof in this area. But we want to direct our focus and attention towards the people who bring in the most profit each month, okay? Stop fighting. This is rule number 3. Stop fighting over the 5%. Okay. Now, what I basically mean by this is, if you think about your market of potential buyers, the top 5% of them are ready to buy now. Just a small percentage, 5%, around about 5%, are ready to buy now. And most marketers in your niche, your competitors, are trying to get the attention of this tiny 5% of the market, this percentage of the market who are ready to go right now. And they often neglect the percentage of the market that is ready to buy in the next 90 days, or even ready to buy in the next 30 to 365 days. This is a much larger proportion of the market. And the smarter play, in my opinion, is to focus on the bottom 95% of buyers, right? So these people who don't necessarily know about your product or your services right now, but if we nurtured them over time, we can ascend them up this pyramid and you become the obvious choice as an online coach for them to work with. So I think the smarter play is, rather than focusing on these guys here, which is what most marketers do, focus on these and focus on these and nurture over time. So yes, it is going to be a longer sales cycle, but ultimately we're in business for the long run, right? So we might as well spend the time nurturing these people here. Rule number 4, stop making ads that look like ads. This should be obvious, right? But every piece of paid creative should pass what I call the sniff test. Would the prospect consume this if I didn't pay for it? If I wasn't paying ad budget for people to see this ad, would somebody actually watch it? And if the answer is no, then you need to go back to the drawing board, right? We need to create it in such a way that it doesn't look like and it doesn't feel like an ad. Native content wins. If it looks like an ad, it gets skipped. If it looks like something the consumer would normally watch, it gets attention. So when we think about our ad creative in this way, we get lower cost per lead, we get all of the great metrics that we want from profitable ads, and people actually consume your content and find it useful. And then ultimately we get more leads and more clients. So you've got to think about talking to one person and using the exact language that they use the formats they like. So how do they consume content? What style of content do they consume? And then you want to make your ad feel like a post, not a sales pitch. This is really, really key. So rule number 4 is one that so many marketers make a mistake with. But if you get this bit right, you can scale your ads to the moon because they become insanely profitable. And then rule number 5 is lead with value, even in your ads. Now, the reason for this is that we want to create something that I call reciprocity equity. Okay. So it's this idea that the more you give, the more you can ask, right? So if somebody has spent, just 10 minutes consuming my content, right? So this 10-minute mark here, then the ask that I can make is going to be significantly smaller than somebody who's consumed 150 minutes of my content, right? This is a bigger cash withdrawal that I can make from my market because this lead, this prospect, has consumed significantly more of my content. So always lead with value, even in your ads. I mean, I'm even running an ad at the minute, which is essentially a long form piece of content that really helps my ideal customers and clients figure out the solutions to their problems before it makes a single ask about clicking the link, filling in an application form, so on and so forth. Okay. So always lead with value, even in your ads. Give away the why, the framework and the checklist, and then sell the implementation, which is your online coaching. And that is it, guys. 5 really simple rules. If you want free access to my completely free courses in school, plus there's community in there of guys helping each other. I've linked it in the description. Just request access. I'll let you in and you can start benefit from those right away. I'll see you in there. Peace and love.